Star Wars Andor is packed with incredible characters, and while some naturally grab the spotlight, others play quieter roles that are just as important.
We have so many characters. There has to be somebody in there that people can identify with, up and down.
Today I want to focus on that side of Andor, more specifically 4 characters who may not dominate the screen time or fan discussions, but in my opinion hold the entire series together. And just for fun, I'm throwing in a wildcard 5th pick, one you probably won't see coming.
Very good, Dedra. That is verbatim from the ISB mission statement and wrong.
The introduction of Major Leo Partagaz gave us something new, and if you pay close attention, his first lines hint at something much bigger, because what starts here builds all the way to his final scene.
The longer we wait to identify a disorder, the harder it is to treat the disease. Do you understand my meaning, Legret?
He was one of those characters that had a certain aura to him, and what made him so special was the stark contrast to the stereotypical Imperial mindset.
Could I be made prefect? The title, I know it doesn't come with extra pay.
While people like Tarkin and Krennic fight for attention and glory, Partagaz was only interested in results, and that difference is what defines everything about him.
You're supposed to be more competent and tucked away. That's why you're here. That's why we're bringing in officers like you.
What I'm trying to say is that he seemed to care about his job more than the title itself, and in the Empire, that's rare.
And I love those parts that are complicated, you know, as we all are. They're much more interesting than just being a baddie or a goodie. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere, he's nowhere. Next time, catch them first, then make them famous. He's very complex and he's very... As you say, he's under a lot of pressure.
His charm and strict yet caring nature towards his colleagues made the evil of this organization feel disturbingly relatable. Suddenly we could see how the work of the ISB mirrored the culture of high-level positions in real-world companies.
This was 10 days ago.
Yes, sir.
We? Who's the we at this buffet of rebel plunder?
Like I said, the balance between this likable character, his actions, and what we see them leading towards truly illustrates Andor's nuanced writing, showing how quote-unquote everyday people across different parts of society live their lives.
There's a scene late in the show where Ben Mendelsohn and Anton Lesser, where Partagaz and Krennic are basically saying goodbye, and it's really ashes for them.
Death Star. What a prescient turn of phrase.
Mendelsohn says to him, I can't help you, Leo.
I can't protect you, Leo.
That line, like, there's no backstory for them at all, but oh my God, holy crap, they have this huge backstory now that you will write. You will fill in all the blanks for that.
It's a miracle we've kept it quiet this long.
We're moments away. Days! A few more tests, we're there.
Save the sermon for Palpatine.
That's partly why Partagaz's reaction to Lonnie's death hits so hard.
Young is dead.
What?
It's not just a shock, it's personal, because in his own way he genuinely cared about the people around him. And this death of a colleague cuts even deeper than it first appears, something I'll come back to later. But if we stay with Partagaz for a moment, this scene is a rare glimpse of real emotion from a character who usually hides behind a mask of authority. And when he realizes he's failed, not just a colleague but his entire system, that's what drives the final decision he makes.
Authority is brittle. Oppression is the mask of fear.
I'm assuming you've heard it before.
This is a phenomenal scene, one that captures and distills so many themes that the series has created. The disease Partagaz described in the first moment on screen has from his perspective evolved into something far worse. Nemik's manifesto stands as the ideological nemesis of everything Partagaz believed in, a pure counterforce to his philosophy of control. But the most powerful detail is that confused, helpless look on his face, because he doesn't get it. He can't understand how just a few words can echo across the galaxy with such conviction.
Who do you think it is?
You wanted to stop, but it just keeps coming.
I told you to shut up!
when it stops, that's when you really want to start to fret.
Why? What happens then?
Maarva Andor's speech in the Season 1 finale is one of the most talked about moments in the entire series, and for good reason. But I think there are layers to her character starting as early as the first arc that often go unnoticed. I would go as far as saying that she is the character holding those first 12 episodes together.
I mean, Maarva isn't there just as a decoration on the edge, but I think she is also maybe the stabilizing moral force that finally goes through Cassian's rather lost journey as he tries to grapple with what it is to be good, to be bad. If there are heroes brave enough to take on a whole Imperial garrison, I'm brave enough to stick it out here.
Just as the legendary Fiona Shaw puts it, without Maarva, Cassian has no way of turning his life towards the rebellion. That's what those approximately 9 to 10 episodes in the beginning shows you. A lost man that wanders the galaxy without a real purpose. It isn't until he realizes that she is gone that the words and actions of his mother begin to take real effect.
Your mother's dead.
Those themes of inspiring a revolution, what it takes for an ordinary person to become a symbol that unites people, well, that's the part Maarva plays. In many ways, she is the key to why we care so much about the community and culture of Ferrix, and that's why her speech has become so iconic.
My name is Maarva Andor.
And the whole key to that speech is, there's one line, what'd she say?
I was 6, I think. First time I touched a funerary stone.
I remember when I came here when I was like 9 years old with my sister and we held hands all the
Holding
way.
my sister's hand as we walked all the way from Fountain Square. Where you stand now, I've been more times than I can remember.
You write that line and you go, oh man, that's everything. So she's been coming here her whole life. They do this all the time. Even when I'm saying it, it breaks my heart, you know?
Once again, Tony Gilroy's symbolic writing captures the Empire's most crippling flaw. Its repeated inability to understand the concept of freedom. In this moment, they fail to see that their greatest threat is the droid standing right in front of them delivering the speech. To them, the funeral is just a tactic to get Cassian to appear, but in reality, Cassian is the bait holding them back. The Empire is so fixated on capturing him that they completely miss the rebellion unfolding before their eyes. All of Ferrix gathering in defiance, led by a figure who embodies the spirit of their community.
I can't do this anymore. I'm a father now. I had no idea how it would feel.
The character of Lonni Young is the foolproof illustration of the sacrifices that this rebellion had to make. Andor is a series filled with unsung heroes, something both the fourth character and the fifth, the wildcard pick, takes even further. Characters that deserve glory but will never really get it. And moving back to Lonni, I would say that he is right up there with the very best. He dedicated 11 years to this fight. Let that sink in for a moment. 11 years. That's longer than nearly anyone else except Luthen and Clea. But while we do not have the exact context of why he chose to do this, it's an undeniable fact that puts this character in a new kind of world.
Your investment in the rebellion is epic. The double life, everyday performance, the stress of that. We need heroes, Lonni, and here you are.
It's safe to say that without this spy, the rebellion would have looked very different, especially after episode 10 when we realize it's actually him who delivers the Death Star plans to Luthen, the very act that sets everything in motion.
I need details. What are we up against?
One small writing feature I love about this conversation is how Luthen never stops searching for information.
What kind of weapon?
Where will you take us?
Yavin.
He mentions Yavin 4 knowing very well that Lonni would never get to set his foot on that moon, but he does it to see if the ISB knows anything about it, which they obviously don't. And then Luthen does what Lonni thought he had finally escaped. In reality, this spy did nothing wrong. He did his duty. He was even admired by people over at the ISB, a fact reflected in Partagaz's reaction. Yet someone could be the most valuable rebel alive, but they are expendable as soon as they put the bigger goal at risk. That's the double-edged sword at the heart of the story, and tragically, Lonni and his family had to pay the price for it.
7 levels of factory, 7 rooms per level. 7 tables per room, 7 men, each table. My name is Kino Loy. I'm the 52D unit manager.
It was a really extraordinary journey to go on within a prison setting, in a very sterile prison setting.
You're mine now. Off program! Back to work!
Kino Loy is probably the most beloved character in this small list I have created. However, after season 2 it's easy to forget how important this role was. Sure, his arc was short, about 25 minutes long, yet somehow his transformation became, I think, the first real display of what a big group of people could achieve against an evil force. The first look at a rebellion and the many feelings that could create.
He's desensitized, he's dehumanized. He doesn't know who he is anymore, so he just goes to looking after number 1.
You all scrambled or something? It takes a week for one word to get all the way up here, and you're panicking about something that's happening on the other side of the building!
One thing you might not have thought about is that this is an arc that starts all the way back with Maarva, Nemik, Bix, Brasso, Luthen and others. They are the ones who first inspire Cassian to change, and it's that change and inspiration that slowly pushes Kino to shift his own mindset.
No one is getting out!
It's phenomenal acting by Andy Serkis, Emmy-worthy in my opinion. More than probably any other character in the series, Kino Loy is driven by his performance, elevated to levels that this amount of screen time rarely gives us. His transformation from self-centered and lost to someone who sees the truth and accepts his fate was beyond powerful, and the way it ended, well, that was just a gut punch.
How many of us make it out? All of that is now up to us.
He remembers, he sees himself, and that moment, then it starts to build, and then...
I would rather die trying to take them down than giving them what they want.
You see a man kind of regaining his consciousness and regaining his ability to bring people together.
Though Kino's sacrifice may seem tragic, it's a textbook example that it takes people who are willing to sacrifice literally everything to achieve something like the rebellion. They can't just be kind-hearted and good. They have to put everyone else above themselves. And now getting into the wildcard 5th pick, this character definitely learned to express these qualities, but with a little bit more screen time.
Everything I did for the rebellion. And every time I walked away from something I wanted to forget, I told myself it was for a cause that I believed in.
Yeah, my wildcard pick is actually Cassian. But before you head to the comments to tell me I've lost it, hear me out. While Andor has rightly received a ton of praise, I think there is still a major underappreciation for how brilliantly Tony Gilroy has crafted Cassian's character and elevated his role in Rogue One. On the surface, he is the lead. His name is literally the title. But in another light, he also serves as the audience lens, the one through whom we witness the earliest sparks of the rebellion, from Maarva, Aldhani and Ferrix all the way to Scarif. What's remarkable is the sheer sheer number of characters he encounters along the way, and how many of them shape him, and in turn how he propels their legacies forward. Take someone like Kino, who we just talked about. Cassian has absorbed the strength of those around him, and uses it to push the movement and Kino himself forward.
I'd rather die trying to take them down than die giving them what they want.
And I would rather die trying to take them down than giving them what they want.
Another one could be the receptionist he meets on Gorman, that he creates a small relationship with for the sole writing purpose of delivering this line.
I hope things work out for you.
Rebellions are built on hope.
Not to talk about Bix and how Cassian struggles with doing what's right and doing what his heart wants.
I'll find you.
Ultimately, the writing becomes seamless in the best possible way. Everything feels natural, like you yourself could have been Cassian. To create something that is immersive across countless character interactions, hours of screen time and so many pivotal moments, it's no small feat. That kind of storytelling is extremely rare, and I just had to shed some light on it. Here is another video about Star Wars Andor, and you don't want to miss it. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.